Dr. Rick dropping that on you. Man, what? It is what? Thursday. So that means it's what? Thankful Thursday. We're going to talk a little bit about thankfulness and gratitude, but we're going to talk about the way that you can create things for yourself, the way you can change the outcomes of your life, the way you can literally take control of your life. And it starts with your mind. It starts with having intention. It starts with being very clear with yourself what it is you want. And I'm going to give you 5 words that will literally, when you understand them, when you embrace them, when you implement them into your everyday life, your life will change for the better when you do it as I share with you. I'm going to give you these powerful words. Before I do, I want to tell you, if you are blessed, inspired, encouraged, empowered in any way, click the like button, click the share button, subscribe and follow. Also, look in the description box. There's going to be resources in there each and every day. I'm going to point you to the resource today because it's very time sensitive. It actually aligns with what I'm going to share with you today, and it's the Mind Unleashed course. This is a course that's regularly $607. It's now on sale until tomorrow or until we reach 100 enrollees for $197. And that's that. Oh, I almost forgot. There are some things with it. After Friday, a lot of things are going to change with the pricing. We're going to start balancing out and returning our pricing to normal profit margins and values. So the things that are on sale now are going to be there. Anything that involves me is going back to full price and will no longer after this week be available as part of bonuses and all the other things. If you work with me, you're going to have to pay market value. So if there's something out there that allows that now, jump on it because it's going away for good. My team is reeling me in and I need to be reeled in. The things of value are things of value, and we have to start treating them as things of value. I've put my soul into my work, and so I know what it's capable of, and I want to bless you, but you've got to want to bless yourself. On that note, look, let's get into this thing. It is what? Thursday. Thankful Thursday. So here we go. I'm going to give you 5 words. Let's just jump in it. 5 words that when you understand them and implement them, you will change your life for the better. The first one is clarity. Clarity in what you desire, clarity in what you need, clarity in what you are trying to accomplish. You need clarity. You need specificity in thought and idea. When you don't have clarity of your vision, of your dreams, of your desires, of your hopes, of your aspirations, your thoughts are scattered. They're all over the place. There's no focus to them. Clarity brings focus. When there's no focus, you have this ambiguity. You have this ambivalence. You have this uncertainty because you know it's there, you know what you need, but you don't know exactly what you need, or it's not clear. You just got a lot of stuff going on and it gets scattered. Everything is all over the place and you'll find you're often frustrated, you're discombobulated, you know some things need to be done, but you don't know where to start because you haven't done it. Well, the scripture even says, write the vision and what? Make it plain. So those who read it may run. But the first person who's going to run is the one who writes the vision. Others that run will be one who buys into the vision. And there will be people who will come along and buy into your vision. There will be people who will come along and align with what you want to do. You're not going to build this great thing that you're capable of building. You're not going to accomplish this great thing you are capable of accomplishing by doing it on your own. Trust me, I know. I'm one of those people that if I don't do it, it ain't done right type people. And I'm realizing that I'm not the best at everything, but I'm also realizing that even if I'm great at it, I can't do it all. And God designed me to work with other people. That's what I am. The very nature of our design, we are mammals. We were meant to be social creatures. We're meant to operate together. There are people who are going to come into your periphery who are going to be there to open the door to the next path. And you've got to be aligned with it. But in order to do that, you got to have the vision. Write it down. Make it plain. Let me explain something about writing. Writing isn't simply jotting something down. Writing is the way that you bring your thoughts into the realm of reality. It's the first time you give physicality to your thoughts. When you write it down. Now, you think it first. You analyze your thoughts, and then it often flows from your mouth. You speak it. It's important. We're going to talk about affirmations. But the first way that you bring your thoughts into physicality is by writing it down. When you write it down, it literally shifts everything. Your brain responds to, there's a neurobiological response to when you write something down. It's not just putting it there. There's a reason why God said write it and make it plain. There's a reason why anybody who teaches change and elevation and everything, there's a reason why they are telling you to write your affirmations down, write your goals down, make your goals visible. Why? Because it literally brings them into the physical realm. It's the first time you give physicality and tangible momentum to your ideas and your thoughts, your aspirations, your dreams, your visions, your hopes. All those things, write it down. Be very specific. If there's a monetary thing you're shooting for, put a number on it, a specific number. You can always change the number. You can always raise it, but put a number on it. Give it a very, very clear focus of what you're focusing on, where you're trying to get. Don't play small. Challenge yourself. Push yourself, but put a number down. If it's starting a business, put a date down. Put a date down, put what the things are you need to accomplish, put what you're trying to accomplish, write your target audience down, write what you're going to do for your target audience in your business. Be very specific, because in it is also the inspiration. In it is also the direction. In it is also the provision. But you've got to be willing. Write it down. Clarity. So the first thing is clarity. You need clarity of vision in order to make it happen. So write it down. That's the first thing. Then after you write it down, the next one is affirmations. And people say, oh man, this affirmation stuff don't work. Let me tell you something there. Affirmations is the first method of reprogramming your mind. Let me tell you something. Your mind becomes, after about 7 years old, your mind becomes hardwired into a way of thinking. You have now, by the time you're 5 to 7 years old, have established what we call paradigms. Paradigms are simply the lens through which you view life. Paradigms are going to set the parameters of your operation. It's going to tell you what you can do, what you can't do, what you think is possible, what you think is impossible, what you will strive for, and what you won't even try. And what happens is you will become hardwired by the experiences of your childhood, by those you see around you in your childhood. And if the things you're aspiring to do hasn't been done by the people that were around you during that time, the chances are you're going to struggle with it, with what we call limiting beliefs and certain ideas. But the beautiful things about affirmations is literally the subconscious is triggered and it begins to be reprogrammed, especially through repetition. That's why things that you do that actually lead to the most consistent outcomes in your life are habitual in nature. Why? Because you've done it so much that you actually do it without thinking, and it produces the same result, because the action produces the result. You want to change the result, you change the action. But how do you just consistently change that? That's why willpower alone never works. Willpower is a conscious state. It's saying, I'm going to do this, and you can push through it. But if you don't do it if you don't use willpower to do something consistently enough that it becomes a habit, eventually it fades. That's why if you can just get in the gym 5 days a week for about 30 days, you'll find yourself, it's hard not to be there. But starting off, that's why you see them at the beginning of the year. You can't get in the gym because everybody is in there, but they're not going to be consistent enough with it to build those habits. They're not going to have a strong enough why or a strong enough commitment behind it, a bunch of other things, and they fall off. You come back around the end of February, beginning of March, you're good because they're gone. And there's a reason behind that. But the affirmations literally opened up the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind, there's this thing called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity says that while I'm hardwired to think a certain way, while I'm hardwired to believe certain things, I'm not permanently locked in, because I can reprogram it by reintroducing new information at a higher volume of frequency than the old idea. So what I do is I stop entertaining the old idea of what can't be done, the old idea of focusing on the negative, the old idea of this is just what's going to be, and then what I do, I replace it with the new idea that I can do it, I can accomplish it, I am this. And I always speak in the positive, through positive language when you're making your affirmations. What do I mean by positive language? So, well, of course I'm going to be, no, I mean positive. In other words, don't say what you don't want. I am not going to do this. I am not, this won't happen. Why? Because the subconscious operates in the current moment, in the present state. It does not differentiate between what's in the past, what's in the present, so you need to speak as you're in the presence, but also you need to speak positive. Why? Because it does not handle audible negations well. So when you, instead of saying I am not broke, say I am wealthy. And there's a difference. It processes the I am wealthy versus I am not. That it, here's the thing is, if you say I am not broke, guess what your subconscious focuses on? Broke. But if you say I am wealthy, guess what it focuses on? Wealth. So again, you want to be very careful about how you write these affirmations. And yes, you want to write them down. You want to speak them. You want to use them in breathing exercises. You want to use them in your prayer. Claim them before the designer. I'm telling you that it's a powerful thing. I'm telling you that it works. I'm telling you that sometimes we're in our own way, and one of the ways to get out is to speak it. And the thing is, you have to keep speaking it until you believe it. You have to keep speaking it until your subconscious starts to overflow with it and it becomes the predominant idea. And the beautiful thing is, again, your subconscious can't distinguish between past and present. It also cannot distinguish between what's being imagined and declared versus what real. So the more you declare it, the more you speak it, the more the subconscious says, yeah, this is who I am. The more the subconscious starts to believe this is who I am, the more the subconscious starts to focus on what's going on and what to look for. Here's the thing. The subconscious processes 4 billion bits of information per second. Your conscious mind, the thing that you're acutely aware of, can only process 2,000 bits of information per second. What does that mean? That means 96% of your behavior, 96% of your outcome is coming from your subconscious. So that's why Christ said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the abundance of the subconscious, the mouth speaks. It's controlling your. That's why it says that though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal; they are mighty in God for pulling down what? Strongholds. The strongholds of doubt, the strongholds of fear, the strongholds of trepidation, the strongholds of anger and victimization. And what does it do? It says casting down strongholds and every high thing that exalts itself against what? The knowledge of God, bringing what? Every thought into captivity. Oh, we are reprogramming, we are rewriting, we are recentering. But here's what happens. Every time you speak something and you consistently go to it, what happens? It starts to tell the subconscious by way of the reticular activating system that it's important to you. It starts to rearrange the priorities of what you're going to focus on. It rearranges the priorities of what you want to accomplish. These are the things that I work on. This is what the Mind Unleashed course is about. It's about teaching you step by step how to reprogram your mind to believe what God has for you instead of believing what your circumstances have shown you. See, what is faith? Faith is the substance of what things hope for and what the evidence of things not seen. See, we get caught up in the things we see. We get caught up in our circumstances. I've been guilty of it. Sometimes the circumstances are so huge and so big and so powerful, gives you a gut punch, takes the wind out of you. And that gut punch makes you rethink everything. Man, do I really want to do this? Man, can I do this? And next thing you know, you start to doubt yourself. You start to back up. You start to do things and you revert to old behavior. And you've got to always be aware. What am I doing? That's why introspective examination is so important. You got to ask yourself, okay, what am I doing? And again, I deal with things. There are just certain things that I have to be aware of because I have strengths and I have weaknesses. And when I start to operate, I've got to make sure that I'm not pushing something solely because it's my identity. And I have a habit. I want to push through everything. And then what I'm learning right now at this current point in time, there are certain things you can't push, certain things you have to flow through and trust. But again, when you have an idea of what's going on, you know how to find your bearings. You know how to rebalance. You know how to sit down and say, wait a minute, stop. And for somebody like me, the hardest thing to do is stop. You know, if I stop, what's going to happen? You might just get clarity, Rick. Chill. But here we go. So you got the affirmations. And then the next thing is gratitude, man. You hear me talk about gratitude all the time. Gratitude sets the stage. You want to start your day with gratitude. You want to wake up and you want to say thank you. You want to do it in a number of different ways. Number one, I do it audibly. When I will open my eyes in the morning, the first thing I say is thank you. Before I move in my bed, I say thank you. And then what happens? The subconscious mind immediately starts to look for reasons to be thankful because I said thank you. It starts to look for reasons. So now it's not even focusing on anything negative. And that, you wake up, if you wake up and all the things you're doing is focusing on all the challenges you left behind you yesterday, man, this didn't happen, that didn't happen. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. What happens? You wake up and you automatically take yourself to a place of anxiety. Now what happens? You've lowered your vibrational energy. Your body is actually starting to suffer. Stress is starting to happen. Cortisol is being released into your bloodstream through your adrenal glands, and now it's attacking your body because there's nothing for you to fight or run from. You're simply processing all the stressful information first thing in the morning. Don't get up. Look, this device that has everybody captivated, I don't touch it the first hour. That phone, I don't pick it up the first hour. Why? The moment you pick up your phone, you are especially when you pick up the phone first thing in the morning before you've set your state, you are literally surrendering your personal sovereignty. You are literally surrendering your right and your ability to set your state and determine how you're going to face the challenges of the day. Because if something's good on there, great, you're going to have an awesome day because you started out with a high level of positive emotion. If something's bad on there, your whole day is going to be shook because you're going to view it through the way you start your day. Start your day with you in control of your mind. And how you do that is you start with gratitude. Before you ever pick up anything, before you ever look at that phone, you establish gratitude. God, I thank you. Whatever I am grateful for. And you list the things you're grateful for. Then you get up and you go sit down and start your gratitude journal. Sit down and write, God, I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for XYZ. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful. And there are things to be grateful for. That's great. That should be gratitude in the day that you're engaging, the things that you're going to be capable of doing if you approach it right, and the ability to go through challenges no matter what's coming at you. Life isn't about avoiding the challenges. It's not about circumventing all of the obstacles that are coming for you. It's about having the faith in God's design in you to move through and navigate around it, no matter how dark it gets, no matter how difficult it gets. No matter, I'm telling you, I'm not in front of you because I got it all figured out. I'm not in front of you because I always hit a home run. I'm in front of you because no matter what, I believe in my destiny. I believe that I'm here for a reason. I believe that I can touch lives. I believe that I can help people. And sometimes, like anyone else, I get knocked off my axis. And I have to recalibrate. I have to reposition myself, but I always do it with the understanding God placed me here for a reason, and nothing in this world can take that away from me. Nobody can qualify me. I've already been qualified. You can't invalidate what God has already validated. So I can sit up and say, it's okay not to be perfect. Wake up and make yourself the best person you can be today. Declare the things that you are going to accomplish with confidence, because what is you shall declare a thing and it shall be established for you, so that light may shine upon your path. The very thing you need to illuminate is going to come from your declarations and speaking it with confidence. Gratitude. The next one is action. Action is the catalyst for everything that you're going to achieve in life. You can have the affirmations, you can have the clarity, you can have the gratitude, but you need to infuse it all with what? Action. It's the massive action you take that's going to produce the outcomes. What the others do is give you the mindset to determine what actions you take. See, the subconscious is going to subconsciously drive you to certain behaviors, to certain responses, to certain reactions. Again, 96% of how you move and perform in this life is going to be determined by what's in your subconscious. What are you feeding the deeper recesses of your soul? What are you giving the deeper recesses of your soul to be able to perform the way you need it to perform? But you're going to have to take the action. You're going to have to stand up every day and go put in the work. Finally, surrender. And everybody goes, surrender. But you always talk about no surrender, no retreat. No, when I say no surrender, no retreat, I'm talking about no quitting, no giving up, no turning around. When I talk about surrender in this particular situation, I'm talking about trusting the process, learning how to flow in the movement of the patterns of success versus trying to force it. What I'm trying to get you to understand, stop focusing on the how and the when and start focusing on the what and the why. You focus on the outcome. Focus on what you want and why you want it, And trust that when you line up with these things that I've shown you and I've taught you and I've shared with you, that the how and the when will be worked out in the timing that God has for it. Sometimes we want to push the timing. And a lot of times we given up on dreams and visions because the timing didn't flow like we thought it should. One of the things I learned early in life is that I'm never going to quit on something that God gave me. I'm never going to quit on a vision. I'm never going to quit on a dream. I'm never going to quit on something I start. Why? Because if God gave it to me, it was meant to be. And me quitting on it turns to God and says, I didn't trust you. It's a complaint against God. When you really truly look at it, it's a complaint against God. It's a complaint against God. And so you really and truly have to understand that you need to really surrender and trust the flow. Surrender and trust the flow. On that note, look, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Again, look in the description box, check it out, and again, a lot of things are going back, but this is a great opportunity for you to get the Mind Unleashed course. If you like what you've heard, hit the like button. If you like, if you're inspired, empowered, share it, subscribe, and follow. On that note, look, I'm getting out of here. You guys have an unbelievable remainder of your day. Take care.